Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's take a quick look here again at Avalanche, see what's going on. We're going to replace our fibs here, kind of get a good clean slate, and see roughly what the predicament is here. It's not fantastic. Most altcoins are exuding similar behavior, so it's nothing abnormal. We're going to talk a little bit about support and resistance levels specifically to ensure we kind of pay attention to those, and then just recognize kind of where we're at here. We got a previous support range at about 34.60. We talked about that recently being a potential resistance range. So if the price does, try to pull back, so to speak, we could very well see that be a rejection spot. So just kind of throwing it out there. Most recent resistance turns support, or in this case, most recent support turns resistance. Okay. So just some things to kind of think about. So if you're new to the channel, I would like to say welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thank you so much for just being an awesome part of my life. I have some really, really awesome followers, people that comment below. They typically like every video. It's super, super awesome. So thank you so much for that. Help us grow the channel. Get this in front of more people who deserve it. It's crazy how many people come over to my community being like, man, I'm so glad that I stopped listening to this other person. Again, nothing wrong with other people. The people have their own strategies, it's fine. But a lot of them are high risk, high reward. And to me, mine's more low risk, consistent reward. And again, while we did hit a couple stop losses on Friday with that massive drop, we offset that with some nice short profit too, and prior to that we took a lot of profit as well. So again, we've only triggered 2 stop losses this month and a pretty decent amount of profits taken, so to me it all averages out. Okay, again, so either way, taking a look at AVAX, this is coincidentally one of our long positions that got liquidated. Sorry, that's the wrong term. We use low leverage so we don't get liquidated. This is our long position that got hit a stop loss, if I'm not mistaken. It was somewhere in the range of 40%. So yeah, there's a Matic right there, and there's AVAX, yeah, 44%. So again, keeping our losses down. I mean, we took a Matic short at 30%, injected 57, ICP, INJ, DYDX, CASPA 100%. So again, the profit outweighs the losses, but I totally get it. It's frustrating when that happens. Anyways, what I'm getting at here is this is that area of that $33.30 that we talked about, that being a heavy concentration liquidation. That got swept and then some. So a lot of times I'll put my stop loss below that range, well below it, just to be on the safe side. But unfortunately, that level got swept really hard, all the way down as low as almost $30 even. Okay? So if you guys stopped out on Friday, you're just part of the statistic, right, folks? And that's how it goes. This is what liquidation is all about. The reason why we look at this, though, is that $37.50 is that next area. So that could very well be our recovery spot where the price action recovers up to that level and sweeps that extra level liquidation. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen or need to happen between now and then, but just know that this is generally a favorable sign here with no more liquidation to the downside, implying that AVAX has bottomed out. Okay. All right, so just kind of throwing it out there. If we do look at the last 7 days, I'll quickly note there's going to be lower levels of liquidation. These are some late longs here, right there at about 32. So wouldn't be surprised we see one more wick down just to manipulate them and then to get the price action right back on track. And we call that a manipulation wave. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's quickly draw out just some support ranges here and kind of focus here. So let's do this. Let's make this a little cleaner. And I always like to kind of make sure my charts are looking pretty decent here. So let's do this, just so we can understand that we are stuck within a range for the moment. Again, high range, $33.32. What do you know? That was the previous liquidation low. We just looked at this, right? So again, that liquidation level at the 1 month level, that massive amount of liquidation that got swept here, that was $33.33. What do you know? Current resistance, $33.33. There's no doubt that these levels are very consistent in trading. 0.382 fib level for one, but more importantly, just liquidation levels being strong points of contention. And the reason why is because they are focused in most cases on support and resistance zones or ranges. So in this case here, we're stuck in a range. We know that. just kind of throwing out the obvious, but some people don't know how those things work, and it's important to recognize that, because again, my whole premise of my channel here is to always ensure that you're learning and growing as a trader. Okay? I've been trading and teaching for over 20 years, and I can tell you, it never gets old, because there's always greed is a very consistent thing in life. It's just human nature, and unfortunately, those with millions and billions of dollars have a tendency to be the most greediest, because they want more. All right, so take a look here. Of course, we're below all moving averages. We've talked about this previously. That's a bearish sign. Under 50 on the RSI. MACD is diverging. Stochastic RSI finally swinging up. So let's talk about that. This is like the only consolation we're seeing. And we don't trade on constellation, but we do like to know roughly if that's a favorable sign, right? Last time we had a stochastic swing to the upside, it resulted in this right here, okay? And what that was, and again, ICP had the same exact scenario, so it's just kind of another altcoin essentially. 7.5%, ICP was 10. What I'm getting at here is that we saw roughly within 4 days of stochastic RSI, roughly 5 days of stochastic RSI swinging up, we saw about a 7.5% correction to the upside. So hypothetically, we get, we're stochastically swinging up right now. That would put us somewhere in the range of this resistance at about 34.50. It's previous support level. I would not be surprised if the price comes up to here and rejects out and comes back down. It's very, very common, very standard for these things to happen. Patterns repeat themselves until they don't, right? So if we do take this here, we go ahead and draw out a trend line. We're going to go ahead and pay attention to this guy here moving forward. It's running concurrent with the 20 SMA. Very, very standard stuff there. Okay, this is a very, very important resistance level we're going to pay attention to. We don't need to worry about it just yet, but that will be a relevant thing eventually. My guess is a short at $34.50 may be an appropriate consideration. All right, let's take a quick look here at the 4 hour. We're under 50 on the RSI, stochastic swinging up, MACD converging. These are all positive, favorable signs. Just keep in mind, it's still way too premature to consider those being very good, okay? Those are good because how bad things were, right? It's all perspective. So in this case here, to me, that means nothing. I'm not going to get super excited about that. Again, being over 50 on the RSI would be a strong catalyst, a stronger catalyst for me, and we're not even close to that. That would put us over 34.50, right? In most cases, when we get RSI to break above 50, it puts us above a key level resistance, which in this case here is that level that we just discussed here. So once more, that's averaging itself out between 0.5, 0.6, and 8 fib. And if you know anything about Fibonacci retracement, those are the two most commonly rejected or supportive areas of support and resistance. So with us being below it, we can presume that'll be a resistance for us. So I think 34.80 is that upper range there. We do see the price try to do one of these. We'll probably see it do one of those. It's just a consideration here. I'm actually going to leave that up there because that feels like it might actually play out something along those lines. Let's take a look at the hourly really quick here and confirm each Mocha cloud and just recognize we're still within the cloud. No trade is a good trade right now. Is really what it boils down to. Most altcoins are exuding the same exact behavior here. So having said all that, there's nothing here telling us that we're in good shape and ready to take a trade. In fact, let's take a quick look here at our TPO. This is a time price opportunity, just kind of letting us know where the most amount of volume is in the last 24, or in this case, 72 hours. We can see we have an average amount of volume right here at about $32.50. So $32.50 is our tentative support level. Closing above that today would be advantageous, leading me to believe that we should be able to break above this resistance range at $33.33. However, if we don't, we can expect the price action to come back down, potentially to retest this level here. So there's a few different playouts in play right now. The best play, honestly, is no trade. That's just me personally. And again, I sent this to my community here earlier, this sometime yesterday, I think it was, just letting you know that, hey, the best thing you can do for yourself in a lot of cases is to consider not trading. Okay. Again, we saw 10 to 20% correction from altcoins on Friday. Weekends are very unfavorable. Just because today is Monday doesn't mean we jump into a trade. We can see the Fed meeting coming up here and CPI very, very soon. So please recognize it is not a fantastic situation for trading right now. Again, don't force a trade. If you're going to take any trades, low leverage, low position size, make sure that you are giving yourself some wiggle room to adjust your stop loss as you get into profit. There's no other way around it right now. If you're not securing profit, you're not really winning and you're not really trading. That's really the bottom line. So I hope that made sense. I described this correctly. I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the like button, comment below if you haven't already. Join us over on Bitunix too as well. We got an awesome promotion right now. Links down below for that. Check that out. And of course, Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, TikTok, Shorts. I've got it all here for you folks. Be sure to tune in. I absolutely appreciate the support. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.